Hi everyone, Bethany here, and I am joining the Not Too Shabby shop today and playing with the stamp and die of the month. If you caught my video earlier this month, you'll know I love everything ice cream. This was one of those sets that really just tickled my interest and I had to play and play. So you can see over here I have stamped out a lot of these, and I think the next card I'm going to make, I'm going to use this big, cute, adorable, with the little faces, ice cream cone, and it's already been stamped and cut from me just playing too much. But we're going to go ahead and color. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see the speed through of my coloring, but first I am going to use the pastel pink on this lower portion of the ice cream face, and I will speed through all of this. But I just want to show you a couple of short, small techniques to give a little dimension without a lot of extra effort involved. Once I have that full coverage, I'm going to take my darker pink, which is the vivid pink, and I'm just going to create a as even as possible line, and I'm going to let it blend in at the base right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and blend that pink back. So the line isn't as harsh, but it's still prominent. And I'll just go ahead and give another full coverage. It's an easy way to add a highlight and shadow technique, so I'm going to do the same thing for my purple on the top. It is birthday month. We have in our house 3 birthdays within 3 weeks. And then if you add my son's birthday, we have 4 birthdays within a month and a half, really. So they're just back to back. And so we are all about ice cream and sprinkles, basically July through the end of the summer. Alright, and that one is called Pastel Violet. And then I will take the lavender and do the same thing. And if you want to keep it a harsh line, that's totally fine. Just like to blend it back just a hair, but it's completely up to you which one you prefer. Next, I'm going to do the cherry on the top because at some point in one of my filmings, I completely forgot the cherry on the top, and well, that's very important. So I'm just using a deep red. And then I'm going to use a light tan for the cone. Potato brown is the color name. I want to test the other color before I finish filling in. This one's raw umber. Just want to make sure that that is truly a darker brown. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a very light layer of this color. So there's going to be like a slight highlight happening. So you'll notice it's a little bit splotchy, and it's kind of on purpose because I want to give a little less pressure to my marker and allow for a slight highlight happening naturally in the coloring. But there you go. There is what that cutie little cone looks like up close. And so stinking adorable. Alright, let's go ahead and create the rest of the card. Next, I'm going to take this A2 size card front, and I'm going to use the Spellbinders embossing folder of the month from May. And it is birthday candles, so like I said, birthday month, why not? I'm going to go ahead and run this through my Cuttlebug and be right back. And the big reveal, ta-da, super cute. I absolutely love it. Now, how I'm going to elevate this is a little bit different and unique. I have this circle die, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to line this up as centered as possible using my grid lines here. I don't have necessarily inch markers or anything like that, but I want to be just above center, and that I will just eyeball. Same thing with the central location of my circle die. And then using my mint tape, I'm going to go ahead and place it one on each side, and then go ahead and run it through my Cuttlebug. And now that that's done, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to actually use it for the next portion. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and grab some ink and just tapping a little bit. I don't want a whole lot. I'm going to go ahead and just add a little hint of that purple to the embossed part of the candles here. I just want to hit a little bit of those highlights from that embossing folder, and using a pink Tiptree jam. Previous color was Grape. I'm going to do the same thing, light blend. And this one's a little, I must have still had some left over, so we're going to go with the very bold color here. So looks like I'm going to match that with some more purple. That is definitely a bold color. That's okay. Bold is better probably, especially because this is going to be for little lady's birthday. There we go. And now I'm going to blend right in the middle, try to get kind of a variegated or ombre look going on, and not putting more ink on this one, doing the same thing, although now my fingers are full. All right, so that is perfect. Next, I'm going to take that same circle die and I'm going to go ahead and make a circle, but I'm going to make a circle outline. So I'm grabbing one size larger, and you can see I have done a circle already on this. That's what happens when the first project doesn't get filmed properly. Refilming must happen. So I'm hoping that this die does not come off the edge, but basically I'm going to create a border, and it looks like it's just perfect. So I'm going to throw this through the Cuttlebug as well, and it came out perfectly. So basically this is going to be how my layers will look when I piece this all together. I'm creating basically a window right here. So now I need to use my card base, which is 110 pound Neenah white cardstock, and I have a crazy idea. And we're just gonna roll with it. So first, I need to go ahead and place the center part of this. So my cheater way is, because I have edge to edge on this embossed white, I'm going to go ahead and take my Barely Art glue and line up the middle portion as best as possible right here in the middle. Oops, and I'm dripping glue. What in the world? It must be too humid today, I'm guessing. I don't know. But anyways, so I'm going to line these up as best as I can. Don't, if I'm a little off, it's okay. It's not a big deal. But now I'll lift that up and place that under an acrylic block to dry better. And in the meantime, I'm going to also glue my frame around the edge and give that time to press. Because that frame is going on an embossing folder, I'm using a little extra glue than I normally would, just because it's going to need it. And if there's a little leakage, that's okay. It'll dry clear, so I'm not terribly worried, but I'm also going to press that under the acrylic block while I prep for the next portion. I went ahead and cut down some acetate that came in last month's box of the month. I like to reuse all the acetate that our paper packs and all of our fun goodies come in. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And as I said before, because there is embossing folders involved, extra glue will also be involved. So I want to make sure that it stays. And I have this little scrap piece of paper towel to blot down any excess. And then I will place that under the acrylic block on the side to let that finish drying. While that is finished drying though, I do have this prepared to start putting together. So I'm going to create my box. I originally was going to use a thinner foam tape, and then I realized, why am I doing all this extra work? That's unnecessary. I'm just going to create a box. I'm using my junky scissors, which at this point take a little extra effort to pull apart because they are extra sticky now, but it's always nice to have some junk scissors around you don't care as much about. And the important thing when laying down your foam tape is to make sure that everything is edge to edge, so you don't have little shaker bits escaping. You want to create a nice square, and because no one's going to see it, if it's not 100% square, it's not a bad thing. That is manageable. Relatively square works too. And since I already have the foam tape out, I'm just going to go ahead and put a line down there for my base, because I'm going to press it all together at the same time. Alright, and I have a few shaker bits that I'm going to put down before I take the top layer of the tape off. I have what looks like rainbow sprinkles. There's circles, clay bits. I'm going to put a few of those. Then I have some sparkly pink flakes, a little bit of that. I feel like when I'm doing shaker cards, less is more, but really in the long run, you can never have enough. Because sometimes stuff gets stuck to the edge of the tape, and so yeah. These shaker bits are sprinkles, so they are meant to look like the sprinkles on a cake, which my daughter is obsessed with. Like everything that has sprinkles, she has to point out, which is absolutely adorable. And the last bit is some neon purple glitter. This I actually got a out of a Goodwill actually. There's just a bunch of there's a giant pack of neon glitter. I'm actually just gonna take the top off completely. I feel like there's never gonna be enough of this purple neon. It's a very old Wow mix from forever ago, probably. All right, and as long as I feel happy with the mix, I'm going to go ahead and prep my top to go on there. To prep, I use a dryer sheet. It helps to destatic. It also helps to clean because I did smudge it up as I was putting that glue down. So I'm going to actually even destatic the front too, even though it's not as important. I just feel like any extra help to take the static off. Now here comes the interesting part. After several cute interruptions, I'm back to taking the tape off. Woohoo! We also have the air show going on this weekend, so there's airplanes everywhere making loud noises, which is entertaining to say the least. Trying not to lift all that off and dump it before I press it down. And then I'm going to help myself a little bit by adding some glue right over the top of my foam tape here because I want to make sure that I'm able to slide it a little bit if need be. Trying to make sure though it is as centered as I can make it. And I'm going to put glue. I'm going to have to put a little extra glue because it's a couple layers plus the embossing folder. It's going to have to go over. So thick on the glue. And I'm going to put this a little bit over the window. So cute. And then before I go ahead and lay this down, I'm going to take the extra bits of ink that are on my brush and just tone down the white on this so it pops a little bit more, catching those edges, making the Life is Better with Sprinkles pop, and then blending back. Super fast, super easy, and then adding extra bits of glue as well on this one. And because it is on an embossing folder, I will place it under the acrylic block to dry. But I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I hope you had a lot of fun. This card, the set in general, is just so much fun to me. I really, really love it. The glitter, the added sprinkles, everything involved adds a lot of wow to everything. So after letting it sit for a good while under the acrylic block, look at how amazing this turned out. It's all dried, nice and pressed, and shake, shake, shake. Amazing. I am in love with this look. This is like just so much fun. So if you liked this crafty inspiration, don't forget to come join me on my channel where there will be plenty more of Not Too Shabby Shop and other crafty inspirations happening on a regular basis. I hope you all had a wonderful time hanging out with me today and learning a few new techniques that you could try on your own. Drop a comment down below and let me know which of these techniques were your favorites or all of the above. Was the embossing folder, the framing, the using the coloring on the inside of the window? What did you like about this project? So let me know, and I cannot wait to see you all on my channel next month for more Not Too Shabby Shop inspiration. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to find the joy in your day and happy making. Bye! Then I will use the mint tape that has disappeared off my desk. Are you kidding me? I just had several pieces. They're right here on the floor. Next, I'm going to take that same circle die that has now disappeared. Any extra help to take the static off. Now here comes the interesting part. Interesting part. Interesting part. Okay. My son is just too loud. Frankie, I love you. I hope you heard that. He said he loves me. Ah, yes. Life with littles. Tell me which technique in the chat or in the ugh. And this is where we do a close up, close up, close, 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 close up.